I like to think that we can say motivated through a simple process that now will make sense to you, because the last thing I covered was toggling back and forth between our ability to be ready and rooming kind of infection, maybe even a law, anger, fear, competitiveness, etc., that kind of grinding in, but that the more sustaining fuel. The sort of hybrid version, right? Hybrid fuel model would be one in which you can access that, but that's a depletable and not so renewable resource without a lot of rest, meaning working hard out of anger, determination and gunner grit will work, but when you are depleted you have to stop for a long while. Whereas if you can access this delight system, which is really wanted to open and serotonin both, in other words, and want to think about, not have a different way to put this, but to try and think about what sorts of things and tools allow you to be and feel most unloving. I know it sounds weak, but it's anything but we to be most loving in the verb or sense of the word toward what you're doing. Actually used to use this trick in college when I encounter a topic I needed. I would tell myself, I'm just gonna fall in love with this by trying to find the gems within it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. But the wish to do it that way as opposed to okay, I'm just grind miss out, at least for me at the time, was a powerful tool. So motivation and discipline is a tricky one. That sort of the just do it thing. You need tools to modulate a stress and to get your son do all the basic things right, set the right contacts, 3 to be your best chance of being disciplined, and that it is itself has its own form of disappointing, but in terms of continual motivation, you're not gonna manage to go against the grain for very long. People have managed to go against challenge for very long time, for very long times. In fact, I was reading recently about the psychology of people being kidnapped, and they have this odd tricks that they used to hear about. This is sorta like Stockholm Syndrome, but they actually convince themselves to fall in love with her captors, and then they come up with new ways to escape of kind of cool. So there's something about mentally feeling like you're trying to go from back on your heels to flat-footed that's very energetically costly. So again, the city systems are very susceptible to the call contacts or top-down regulation of that helps. I know it's a little bit abstract. I wish I could give you 1-minute exercise but we to talk about tools like to get adrenaline going from sector, but spend some time thinking about what would allow you to sustain